to tip the scales.
Hello guys, my name is Timme and this video is a response to Phoenix Master 1, who recently uploaded a video in which he showcased all his 5-star characters in Fire Emblem Heroes. Now, considering Phoenix Master 1 is pretty much a whale in this game and I represent the average player in Fire Emblem Heroes, I thought it might be a good idea to show a comparison between the characters that a whale and a dolphin were able to collect in the 8 months that Fire Emblem Heroes is out. First of all, I will show you a short overview over all my 5-star units that I have, and then I will go on talking about them in detail. So my first character is going to be Alphonse, and I promoted him to 5 stars because I once hadn't a 5-star bonus hero in the arena and I really needed one, and yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I promoted Alphonse to 5 stars. I don't use him regularly, only as a substitute if I am missing a bonus hero in the arena. I run him with Death Blow, Brush Assault and Reciprocal Aid, and Soul to recover his HP. He's not that useful, but he's actually quite okay. So the next character is going to be Marth, and I haven't built him up yet, I just used him as an experiment when Skill Inheritance was added to the game, but I didn't make a build for him, but I'm really planning to do so in the future. The next unit is going to be Navarre. I have really used him a lot and he was my first good red sword unit. I got him from the Grand Hero Battle and built him up to 5 stars. And I consider this a budget build because I just used Life and Death 2 and I wasn't able to get Life and Death 3 because it's a really rare skill, and spending 20k feathers on just an A skill for Navarre is pretty expensive. And yeah, that's one of the differences between a whale and a dolphin, because a whale could easily afford to use Life and Death 3 since he has more units and because of that more fodder. I really like using Navarre, and he gets outclassed by many units I guess, but he's still a viable unit and I like him a lot. The next unit is Arm, who I made a meme build of. I called it It's All About the Speed, and yeah, he has Darting Blow, he has Wind Sweep and Hone Speed, and as a Sacred Seal, Phantom Speed. I actually don't use him, maybe only in chain challenges or arena assault, but yeah, he's not that useful and I have even better sword characters, but I think it's cool to have him around. The next unit is going to be Tobin, the Clueless One, who I actually use a lot in Arena Assault because he has the Armor Slayer and can take on all the Hectors I meet there, which is pretty useful, but yeah, I just made a budget build out of him, used Bonfire because he has an okay defense stat, and used Threat and Attack 2 as a budget skill. One of my better sword units is the Masked Marth, who I gave Fury 3 and Desperation 3 to, and I think this is a very viable build. She's pretty much like a free-to-play Lucina, and I merged her at +1, and in my opinion she's pretty useful. The Samurai Ryoma is one of my best units and I'm really glad to have him around. He actually crashed my pity raid when I was going for Alincia, but in the end I'm really glad that I got Ryoma. His build is pretty standard, but also really effective. Another free-to-play unit is the Sinister General, the Black Knight. He is really useful and I use him on an Armor Emblem team, which is actually incomplete because I'm waiting for Arvis and I'm really hoping that Arvis is going to be an armored mage. His set is also pretty standard, but he's a really good unit and I'm glad that he's free to play. Let's move on to one of my favorite units in the game, who is Brave Roy. I put a lot of effort into him and even gave him Life and Death 3. So his attack stat hits 60, which is really high, especially if he gets horse boosts, and I merged him at +1 and I use him on my horse emblem team, which is one of my best teams I guess. Now let's talk about Xander, who is a Grand Hero Battle unit many people are waiting for to return. and with him my affinity for horse emblem teams started. Like, I used him, Camus and Cecilia, who are all free to play units on a horse emblem team, and then I got Reinhardt, who is also really useful, and with these four I played a lot and I always used them as my horse emblem core, and all of them have reached 3000 hero merit, and yeah, because of that you can see that I used them really extensively. Then there is Shida, or Kaeda in English, and I didn't build her seriously. I'm just having her around because maybe I could be able to do a Flyer Emblem team in a while or so, but yeah, she's just there and I didn't really put any effort into her because her attack stat is really low and she's not that useful, but you can use her in Arena Assault to slaughter some Hectors. I am just keeping Katarina around in order to sacrifice her to give Swift Sparrow to another unit, because this Katarina is minus speed and plus death, which is really unuseful, and I often got unlucky with my IVs, and yeah, that's just the reason why I want to keep Katarina around. Swift Sparrow 2 is really useful and a rare skill, and that's the only reason why she's still here. Then we have Lilena, who is one of my favorite units in the game, and I really put a lot of effort into building her. She has the Wrathblade and Moonbow, which is a cannon combo, and I even used Deathblow 3 so that she reaches almost 60 attack, and with the Wrathblade she can deal really crazy damage. And yeah, I sacrificed a 5-star Tharja in order to give Wrathblade to Lilena, and I think it was a really good decision instead of merging my two Tharjas, because Lilena can do a lot of work, especially in combination with the Dancer Azura from the Performing Arts banner. The last red unit I have to showcase is Tharja, and that's a really standard build, I guess, and yeah, instead of merging her at +1, I gave her Wrathblade to Lilena, which was, like I said, the perfect decision, but Tharja is really useful too, and I use her a lot. I think she's actually plus attack minus res, which is also a pretty good IV spread. Then we are going to move on with my pool of blue units, and blue is the color that I have the most 5-star units from. I have 14 red units and 18 blue units, where 11 units wield lances, which is actually quite a lot, and we are starting with the Restoration Lord Ephraim. I use him with Triangle Adept and Lancebreaker so he can take on even red units and blue units, and he has the Sigmund Hone speed combo in order to buff Blade Home users, and yeah, he can really be a good supporter and also fight on his own, which makes him a really useful unit. I am really glad to have Nephne around. I got her from the Path of Radiance banner, and she's really useful, especially with the Slaying Lance plus Fury and Wrath combination, in order to trigger Bonfire, which makes 19 additional damage with her 38 defense. And yeah, that is really an amazing amount of special damage she does. Nephne is really a good unit, and I used her a lot in the Tempest Trials. Let us move on with Brave Princess Lucina. I got her from the Brave Heroes banner, of course, and I got all of the 4 Brave Heroes with only 53 orbs. I even made a video about this, you could check it out, it's in the description. And I built my Lucina pretty similar to Ephraim with Triangle Adept and Lancebreaker, and she even has the unique skill Drive Speed, which is really cool. She has an amazing defense stat, and even her attack and speed are really good, and I use her often in the arena. I even merged her at +1. Then we're moving on to the first unit I ever got, which was this 4-star Effie that I promoted to 5 stars. She is really just so amazing with the Brave Lance. I even used 20k feathers in order to give a Cordelia's Brave Lance Plus to Effie, and she just deals a shitload of damage, especially when she's armor emblem buffed, and she is literally an army of one. And there again is the problem with Life and Death 2. I just don't have Life and Death 3 around in order to give it to Roderick, but he's still a quite viable unit, I guess. He has of course the Fire Sweep Lance Plus, and I use him on horse emblem teams. You can see that because he has Home Cavalry, and I actually promoted him to 5 stars with 20k feathers, because I just wanted to have another horse unit around, but I guess that was just a waste because I have Camus and Berkut and Clive. Okay, Clive isn't that useful, but perhaps it could have been a waste, but I really like playing with Roderick, and the Fire Sweep Lance and Dragback mechanic is really cool and fun to use. Talking about mounted lance wheelers, we're having Camus or Sirius or Zeke or whatever you might call him with his Gradivis, and he also has 3000 hero merit. It's a pretty standard set, I guess, and he's one of my favorite units in the game and was the member of my original horse emblem team. And he's a free to play unit too, and we really would like to see him again in a Grand Hero Battle rematch, especially because I need the Goat Cavalry. We are moving on with Clive, and he's also a free to play Tempest Trials reward. I actually don't know what to make out of him, but I am planning to integrate him in my horse emblem core, and I think I will definitely find a solution what I can do with Clive. Then we see another example of the I don't have enough fodder in order to pass you the optimal skill case. We're having Berkut with Breath Lance and Death Blow 2 and Lancebreaker 3 in order to defeat all the lance units in order to quad them, and yeah, he can take down red and blue units with ease, and especially in the horse emblem team, and I used him even in the Tempest Trials about Shadows of Valentia, and he's one of my favorite units in Shadows of Valentia and also in Heroes, and you can see on the 3000 hero merit that I really used him extensively. Then there is my +1 Ketria, who isn't really that good, but I can use her on Arena Assault in order to counter sword units, and she is okay, but she's waiting that I get another flyer to complete my flyer emblem team. Yes. And then there is Claire, who is similar to Ketria. I don't really know what to do with her because her attack stat is really low, but her speed stat is really high. I think she is plus speed, not quite sure. And she also has a really good resistance stat. Maybe I can make a mage killer out of her, I'm not sure. I will have to think about a good build for her. Next we are seeing a Grand Hero Battle unit who is Walter, the Dark Moonstone of Grado. He isn't finished yet because I still need a A-slot skill. I thought about Fury, but I don't have Fury, and I'm not sure if Fury is that good of a combination with Panic Ploy 3. It would be a good combination with Vantage and the Curse Lance, but I'm not quite sure what to do with him. But he's actually a really good unit and you should definitely use him if you can. One of my 3 dancer units is Ninian. She's actually +1 because I tried to get Ike on the Hero Fest, but I got no red stone, and then I took blue, and then I got Ninian, and yeah, now she's +1, yay. And so yeah, but I'm really glad to have her since she's a really good dancer, and I also have a 4-star +8 Olivia and the Performing Arts Azura who are backing her up. Now caution please, you just entered the lowly zone. It's starting with Noe, who was my first 5-star unit to get, and right after Noe I got Camilla, who I sacrificed for a Brave X Plus, I guess. And that's a standard Noe set with Triangle Adept and Quick Riposte. I don't have Quick Riposte 3 around. Quick Riposte is like Death Blow and Life and Death 3. One of these skills I just don't get at level 3, so I just have the level 2 version around as a budget version, but I guess it is okay, especially with quick riposte. And yeah, I think it's really obvious what Novi's job is. The next lowly is Lind, who is one of the best blue mages in the game, and you see she has 7 defense, which is really low. But yeah, the reason for this is she has life and death 2, and that's another case of the I don't have the optimal skill for you, because I would have loved to give her life and death 3, so she hits 54 attack and 45 speed unbuffed, which is really crazy. It's just a standard desperation build, and I haven't really used her quite in a while, but I think I will start to use her again, because now that I see her stats, she's just amazing. Next member of my lowly section is May, another blue mage. I don't really need her because I have Delphia, Lind and Reinhardt, the 3 best blue mages in the game, and she's also minus speed, so she's not that useful. I just keep her around in order to use the blue tome experience, or in order to sacrifice her for desperation 3. Yeah, that's actually everything I wanted to say about May. And as I just said, I have Delphia around, smiling at me with her little tooth. She has 58 attack and 39 speed, which is a really good offensive spread. She's one of the few units I gave life and death 3, because I think she really deserves it, and I also put a lot of effort into getting her on the Shadows of Valentia banner. Her Dark Aura is also a unique tome in the game, and it's really good in my opinion. I am moving on with a unit I'm very proud of, who is of course Reinhardt, my horse emblem mate. With Deathblow 3, yes, I managed to get a 4-star climb in order to pass Deathblow 3 to him. He's one of the best units in the game with Dire Thunder, and he's also dominating the meta, which could change because of the new sacred coins, but we don't know how this is going to develop. Reinhardt is followed by his sister Olwen, who I gave Life and Death 2 and Desperation. She's actually quite good with 43 attack and 33 speed. She can quad units with Dire Thunder and horse buffs, and she's not as useful as Reinhardt, but she's a really good substitute to him, especially in the arena assault. Moving on to green units, I like my Brave Mercenary Ike with his Urban and Ether and Steady Path and Quick Riposte 3, yes. I promoted a Tsubaki to 5 stars in order to give Ike the Quick Riposte 3, because I really wanted him to have the level 3 version of this skill. He even has Infantry Pulse 3, I gave him from my second Summer Xander. I got 2 of them and also 2 Summer Elises, but the Elises are both minus attack, so I just tried to get more Elises who aren't minus attack, and I kept getting Xanders, so I used one to pass Infantry Pulse 2, Infantry Pulse 3 to Ike, who has 46 HP with the Squad Ace A seal, and that's a really good combination in my opinion. Then there is my first summer unit, who is of course Tiki. She has the close defense 3 skill, and she's the only unit in the game who can have this skill, and also X Valor is really good in order to level up some X units, in order to farm some SP. And I really like using her because she is just tanky, and with Quick Riposte and Ignis she can deal a whole lot of damage. The next unit is another limited unit who you can only get in October, which is the Dark Azura, the Norian Azura, however you want to call her, with her Earther X, which is really useful in combination with some Blade Tome users. She is, in my opinion, the best dancer in the game, and she has just a generic dancer skill set, and I'm really glad that I got her because she's one of my favorite units and I really like her artwork. Like I've already said, I have Summer Xander around. I don't know what to do with him because, yeah, I thought maybe I would just keep him around in order to pass his C-slot skill Infantry Pulse 3 to another unit, but I did that already with Brave Ike, so Maybe I could build him up, I'm not that sure. He's also a limited unit who was only available in summer. Hector is one of my favorite units in the game and I really used him extensively, especially because he has distant counter. But if I ever get another Hector, I won't merge him, I would just use distant counter and give it to another unit, maybe Sigurd if he comes out and I managed to get him. I would really like to have Sigurd for my horse emblem team and stuff, yeah. And Hector is just one of the best units in the game since the release of the game, and I think he will stay that. And then there is one of my few green mages who is Julia, and I got her from the Hero Fest. I really like her a lot because she can take down dragons with ease, and especially she has a really high attack stat, and yeah, her skill set is actually pretty common, but I love using the attack ploy seal on her because she has an amazing rest stat and she can easily tank some Reinhardts. And yeah, that's why I really love using Julia. We are moving on with my last summer unit, who is the Tropical Flower Elise. Like you see, I already merged her +1, but both of my summer Elises were minus attack and I was just really upset because of that. And yeah, she at least hits 50 attack with Gromblade Plus, but she could have way more, and yeah, that really just pisses me off a bit, but it is okay because with Gromblade she does a whole lot of damage if she is buffed. The only green mounted mage in the game is Cecilia, and she's also one of my best units in my Horse Emblem core. She's a free-to-play unit that I leveled up to 5 stars, and she just has Gromblade, yeah, just the normal Gromblade and Life and Death 2, which seems like a budget build, and in fact it is a budget build, but at the moment I am collecting all my feathers in order to give a Gromblade Plus to Cecilia, and maybe I will replace Life and Death 2 with Fury or even the Swift Sparrow that Katarina has. Then I have one of my 3 colorless units, one of my 2 bow users. You see, I just have 3 colorless units because I don't like summoning in colorless hell, and if I do, I really get lucky when I get some 4-star clients because they have Death Blow 3 and Quick Repose 2, and also the Brave Bow that I can inherit. And this client was a 4-star version I got and promoted him to 5 stars because I really liked his artwork and I definitely needed a colorless unit. So I choose to promote client to 5 stars, and I am really glad with this decision. My second bow unit, and also the unit I chose to give my summoner support, is Brave Lyn, who I also choose as my free-to-play Brave hero, and I gave her the Brave Bow from a 5-star Gordon, and yeah, she has just a really good skill set with Swift Sparrow 2 and Seike's Blessing, and I also gave her the Quickened Pulse seal. And she's just one of my best units and I really abuse her a lot. And the last 5-star unit I want to show you is my only dagger user, Kagero, who has the Poison Dagger Plus, which is one of the best daggers in the game. Maybe it's the best dagger in the game because it can hit infantry units effectively, and infantry units are the most common units in the game. And I gave her Darting Blow 3 and Desperation just in order to make her double a lot of units, and in combination with Ardent Sacrifice and Desperation she can with luck take down units like Ike or so, and that's why I really like using Kagero, and she's really fun to use. And at the end I just wanted to showcase my 4-star +8 Olivia that I used as my first dancer, and yeah, I just collect all my Olivias and merge them together in order to get a 4-star +10 merged version of her. Yep, that's it. And finally, I just wanted to point out that I have some 4-star units I'm considering to level up, especially Berica because I like her as a character, and Sephiel because he's just hanging around there being 4-star +1 and he just don't have his Ekisax, and I don't know, it feels bad seeing Sephiel without Ekisax, and maybe I will do it, I don't know. It's a hard decision, yeah, but that's pretty much it with my unit showcase. So at the end of the video, let us take a short summary. In 8 months of Fire Emblem Heroes, I was able to collect 43 5-star heroes. 14 of them are red, 18 are blue, 8 are green, and 3 are colorless. So you see, even as a dolphin who doesn't spend much money, it is definitely possible to get a good account and some good units who are really useful in battle. And yeah, so that's pretty much the summary I want to take from this showcase of my units. So, you just made it through my 5-star heroes showcase in Fire Emblem Heroes, and I hope you liked the video, and I also hope that Phoenix Master 1 took note of my response video to his 5-star heroes showcase, and he just saw what a dolphin player has in comparison to him as a whale. At the end of the video, I just wanted to point out that making this video was really hard for me because I'm not used to talk into a microphone and talk about all this stuff, especially in a foreign language. You can maybe hear that I'm not a native English speaker. I hope I didn't make too many mistakes and this video was actually understandable. And I also wanted to apologize for my bad microphone quality. I just can't afford to get a better one, and I also just make my videos because of fun, and that was the first video I commented, and I hope it wasn't too bad. And yeah, as I said, I hope you liked the video, and maybe you can leave a rating on my video or write a comment. That would be really cool of you. And be sure to check out the video description, there are some useful links for you. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I think we're done here, and yeah, that's it. So, bye, see you next time.